Welcome back.
Yes. Woo.
The hour of the catnip. No,
Uh,
the catnip hour.
I feel like catnip, yeah, I feel like that's our equivalent to weed.
Mhm. Yeah,
Like, just you
let's
should
say. Well,
see.
one of us is a little bit more familiar
Yeah, I don't
than
smoke
the
weed,
other.
so I couldn't tell you what it's like, but I assume that's the equivalent.
Well, I don't smoke anymore either. Mama's got asthma, so those things don't
Yeah.
mix very well.
Uh-huh.
So, I'm strictly an edibles
Yes.
girl now.
Oh, you're so French.
Hmm?
I said you're so
What'd you say?
French.
That's so French, yeah. Edible.
Have you
Oh man.
given Lemmy catnip?
One time we tried it, like, a pouch of it came with, like, a toy that he had,
Oh yeah.
but he didn't really seem to, like, respond to it. I don't know
Maybe he just
if it
has
was
a
a certain
resistance.
type.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, a certain
But
strand of catnip
right, it wasn't working with him, it was like
from the dollar store.
right, wasn't expensive enough for
No,
him. No.
my cats. Oh man.
What
Well,
about your cats?
I don't get the
Do
pouch.
they like
Like,
catnip?
yeah, I don't get the sprinkle kind because
Mhm,
it came with the toy ones, and Niall didn't do anything. But I have a cat toy, and it's a pickle, and it says I'm
mhm.
kind of a big
Aw,
deal, and that's like catnip infused. And
you
ooh,
get it?
ooh,
As pickle no.
yes. And boy, he's a big fan. Like, he gets real, like, he'll grab it, and he does that kicking thing, when they kick real fast?
Mhm.
He
With their
gets all
back
like
legs?
that,
I love
yes,
it.
and he's kicking his back legs, and then, like, 5 minutes later, you just see him, like, sprinting around the entire house, like, meowing, full force. I'm like, "Okay, you have your go for it. You're having a great time." And he does that thing where he gets real low, and then he's,
Mhm.
like, running around like nuts. I'm like, "Alright."
So it has a good effect on Mr. Nile too.
Sticks is indifferent.
Indifferent?
Yeah,
Okay.
she does play with it, but I don't see any difference.
It's the Scorpio, see, it's her and Lemmy, see, back to
Yeah.
cat astrology again, it's the Scorpio.
What did we say? What's Niall?
Now he's a Leo, I believe,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
'Cause he's in the summer.
yeah.
When's his birthday?
August 1st.
Yeah, I believe until, like, the 22nd or something around there.
Yes.
That would
Yeah,
be
July
considered a
23rd to
Leo.
August 22nd. Yeah.
Leo.
Yes. He's oof. When he goes, like, there's no stopping him, and he
Mhm,
likes to play with all my wires behind my TV,
mhm.
and he likes to jump on my TV stand, and it always freaks me out because I think he's gonna, like, attack my TV because he's, like, high. So I have to, like, watch out and spray him with the spray bottle, which he doesn't care. Most cats are like, "Oh, no, like, I'm getting sprayed, like, I shouldn't do that again," and he continues to do that.
He's just like, "What'd you say?
He just
Nothing?
yeah,
Got it."
and then when you go over to him and you pet him and he's soaking wet from the spray bottle because he just doesn't care. I'm like, do you realize you're all wet now?" I'm like, "I can't.
He said, "Spray bottle? Try me."
Try me, bitch." I have a picture of him,
Try me.
we should post it, but it's around the time when I first got him and he was being bad, and I have the picture of him biting the spray bottle. That's how much, like, he's bad.
Oh, the Nile ways.
Ah, we love him. We love our cats.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. They are our fur babies.
Yes.
But hey, had some, plans this month that actually involved us
Leaving the
leaving our
house.
fur
Yeah.
babies for
Yeah.
moments and moments, mere
Yeah, and
hours,
just
but
leaving the house in general.
yeah.
The only time I leave the house really now
So
is to go to work, so this is fun.
same, same mostly, but
Mhm.
hey, we were booked and busy this month, were we not? No.
Yes, look at us, like, do things with our life, you know?
I know, it's crazy, it's crazy. So what was the first thing? It was the month of September.
Yes. Oh,
Hashtag Earth, Wind, and Fire. No,
yes.
that
Yes.
MP3. No.
I just remembered that like 2 seconds after you said it. I was like, "What?" And then it's
Yeah,
like, "Oh,
that'll
yeah.
come up
Yeah."
for one of the events that I went to because I was at a party like setting on the 21st night of September. So that
Yes.
heard that song quite a bit that night. But
Oh,
I
yeah. Well, the
um
first thing we did was the Try Guys Eat the Menu tour.
yes. Yes.
I
Did I
that
go
was
to my
so
friend's show before that or after? I don't think so. I think it was in between.
yeah.
Yeah, I want to say it was in between. Okay, so yes, the first thing we did was the Try Guys Eat the Menu tour. Truly unlike any show
Yes.
I have ever seen or probably will ever see again. It was really
Yes.
like it was
And I
chill, but it was
yeah.
chaotic at the same time. Is how I would put it.
And because I mean, if you've ever seen the Try Guys or just like
Uh-huh.
Keith doing Eat the Menu, like you kind of know what to
Uh-huh.
expect, but at the same time,
Yeah.
they're doing it based on like the city you live in.
Mhm.
So
So
all the
spoiler
foods, yeah,
tour. I think we can't really even spoil it now because all the shows have happened.
yeah,
So you've either gone to them or you've heard about it on social media. So can't really spoil them. I think they're
yeah,
gonna make videos of each. They better,
yeah.
honestly.
I think they
I
said,
can't.
or at least for us, they said they
They
would.
said something
Yeah,
about a video for us,
yeah,
but I don't know. Might take a bit, so we'll see.
yes.
But
But
anyway.
so they obviously Keith and then Zach from Try Guys, and then each
Mhm.
city had their own special guest.
Mhm.
And so who were our special guests?
We had 4 guests, I believe, in
Yes,
total. So, 2 of them were members of Second Try, the new
yes,
Try Guys staff. I believe it's like 7 or 8, I wanna say.
yeah,
Could be even more than that, but, we had 2 members of the new cast. We had Marissa and Johnny. Marissa Rivera, I believe is
yeah,
her last name, and then, Johnny's last name is, like, a really long Italian name, and I'm
yeah.
like,
Doesn't he
like,
just go by like Johnny Cakes? I think.
but he just goes by Johnny Cakes,
Yeah,
right? That's his
he's the
social
guy
media
that if you
handle.
ever seen his stuff, he like is this cake? Like that's him.
Right. Like, he'll make, cakes that are other objects, like a cereal bowl or, like,
I'm pretty
I don't
sure he
know, just,
made
like,
a
hat,
Keurig one, or
shoe.
somebody made a Keurig one. I don't know if it was
I
him.
think he might have done it. Honestly, I
Yeah.
think he might have done it, yeah. He's made, like, ones out of, like, a shoe or, like, a hat,
Hmm.
like, just about anything. He's had multiple features on the Try Guys.
Yeah.
He had one video where they were just going around the office and they were seeing if things were cake, and if
Yes.
he
Yeah.
to try to find, like, the real like, a where are the cakes in the office or something, but anyway, he, was there and Marissa was there, and they were 2 good guests, I would
It was
say,
so
out of
fun.
the
Yeah.
options from Second Try.
Yeah.
Marissa, upon entrance, actually twerked on the stage, which is
Yes.
really funny
Yep.
because she's also so short, so I was like, "Girl, be
Yeah.
careful." Like,
Because
I was
she put her legs on the table and
Uh-huh.
then twerk. So even that, I'm like, how did she even get the strength
Right.
with her?
Right.
Like, because she's so short, I'm like, there's no way she's gonna be able to do that.
Maybe she works out, maybe she rock climbs,
That's
I
true.
don't know.
Maybe she twerks
Maybe
every
I
day.
mean,
Yeah.
maybe she twerked.
She just has the upper body strength now.
Yeah, I know. Hey, it was fun. It was it was kind of funny though when I saw the table shaking. I was like, "Girl, get down, get down."
Yes.
I was just like, "Oh man." And then they what did they do? They ate a lot of things.
Oh
That's what the
yeah.
whole object of the show is,
Yeah.
that they just eat things from Philly. So they started out with things from Wawa, and that was hit or miss, I'd say.
Well, yeah. Well, first they had the hoagies, and
Uh-huh.
like if you've never had Wawa or gotten Wawa, like you have to request things, otherwise you get the bare minimum. So like when
Uh-huh.
he started eating the hoagie, he was like, "There's nothing on it,"
Yeah,
and he was like
'cause
so
you didn't order it.
disappointed. Yeah. And then everyone had to yell
Well,
at him in the audience, be like, "No, you have to ask for it." And he's like, "Oh,
yeah, this show heavily relies on audience participation, but I think they got even more participation than they wanted when they came here
yeah,
because people were just being crazy the
yeah."
whole
Some of the
time.
people that were just yelling, I was like, "Okay, it's a bit much." Like, well, and
But
then
I expected that fully just, like, with the type of audience that they attract anyway, and then I'm like, "Oh, this is people that like them and are from
Right.
Philly,
Philly is
Jersey, or,
yeah,
like, the surrounding
yeah,
area." Because they didn't go to, like, many places, we were one of the like, it was a lot of East Coast
yeah.
cities, but, um, they didn't go to every single state, so I'm assuming, like, there was also probably people from, like, New Jersey and, like,
Maybe New
Delaware at our
York,
show.
yeah, if they wanted to go that
Yeah,
far.
they did, I think they did a show in Brooklyn, but,
Yeah.
maybe, like, people in other parts of New
Mhm.
York, I'm not sure, but
But he did, and I did like they brought people up on stage,
Mhm. That was the
ate with
next
them.
segment. Well, they go in the
Yeah.
audience, they eat snacks with people.
Oh, yeah.
Um, this was the part where I was, like, basically just, like, half of the show, I ended up sitting on the end seat, so I was basically just, like, standing up and, like, in the aisle for, like,
Yes.
half of the show. Um, but I feel you know what? I feel like if I was, like, maybe your height or, like, a little bit taller, maybe I would've gone
Yeah.
I was like, "Wait," I was like, "Most of the people that are walking by me are, like, taller than
Yeah.
me," and, like, looking over where I am.
Yeah, and then so they had a
It
girl
was
come
fun
up and
nonetheless.
try the Wawa with them.
Mhm.
And then they tried, Wawa pizza.
Yeah, that was the girl that had the cream cheese hat,
Oh,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Philadelphia cream cheese
Mhm.
hat, that was
That
great.
was creative.
Some of
And
these
then her
costumes
boyfriend
really went ham.
yeah, her boyfriend had one, and he wasn't wearing it, and then Keith yelled at him to put the hat
It
on.
was like, "Wear it, put it
Yes.
on."
And then
Eh,
they tried, like, a smoothie, but it's like one of those Wawa ones that's not really a smoothie, but it was like
basically like a milkshake.
a milkshake. Wasn't it the
Mhm.
new one?
It was like one of the cheesecake
The
ones.
cheesecake ones, yeah.
Yeah. Only
And
some of their
yeah.
smoothies for some reason they can be like, not all of them can be, modified with oat milk, so I've only had the smoothies that you can have, like, fruits in.
Yeah.
But because I'm just like, "That will be a stomachache later."
Mhm.
Like, "Ooh,
One of those
damn."
bathroom trips that never ends.
Yeah,
And
it's
you just
alright. That's not the only things that Wawa they can do that to you, AKA the mac and cheese. I know
oh,
from
yeah.
experience,
Mhm.
unfortunately.
Mhm.
Oh, live and
Yes.
learn, right?
Yeah.
But
And
they
then
moved on to
yeah.
doing, like, snacks,
Yeah, so they did
so it
tasty
was like
cakes.
mhm,
They did the,
crumpets?
crimpets.
Butterscotch crumpets?
Yes.
And then
Which
didn't they do, like, the cupcakes, I
the
think, too?
cupcake, yeah. I'm
Mhm.
assuming I couldn't really tell because they were further back, but I think it's the cupcake with the chocolate icing and like, the swirly pattern.
Uh-huh, I think so,
Little
too.
Debbie, I think.
Kind of esque,
Yeah.
yeah. And
But
they seem to like them.
it reminded me, like, the crimpets reminded me, because my aunt really likes those,
Mhm.
and she gets those all the time, but her friend got her a mouse, like a, um, computer mouse that looks like a crimpet.
That's funny.
And she also
That's
has a Christmas ornament, like a sparkly butterscotch crimpet ornament. Funny. But
that's good.
they tried those, and then they tried,
Mhm.
Rita's
Uh-huh.
and soft pretzels.
Yeah. And then the whole bit came about with, how you say water, because they were saying water, and then
Yes.
people going, "It's water,"
Water.
and then Keith had the bit throughout this show where he just kept going, "Water,
Yes.
water," or like
Well, also some
like
people say water, and I'm like, no. Like, it's water.
yeah.
Like
I've been
W
conditioned
O
to say it that way,
yeah, W O
and I
O
don't think
D
they're
E
gonna
R.
change.
Yes, water.
Yeah, it's just the way it is.
I guess yeah, it depends on where you're from, but
Dialect is such a powerful
it's
thing,
so
it's kind
yeah.
of insane. It's kind of
Yeah.
insane, like, a bunch of people in a certain area decide that this is how you say the word, so
Yep.
everybody better say the
Or
word
just
like
like
that.
how certain cities and places have words that we other places don't. Like, who uses the word John? I don't think I think we're the only ones that have that word.
Maybe, like, now I think it's leaked in now to, like, parts of, like, Jersey,
Yeah.
I wanna say,
Like,
but
go
it's
to
just if people go to, like, come here for, like, school or,
yeah.
like, work, I feel like that's how it happens.
Or like if you go to the West Coast and say the word John, someone's gonna be like, "Huh?
Yeah, they're not gonna know what you're talking about, they're like, "Huh?
John?"
What do you
And
mean?"
you're like, "John." Like,
I mean, think about how they had the whole bit on stage when they were talking about how you guys like to call these sandwiches hoagies.
the hoagies.
'Cause they don't say it hoagies, I think they say, like, subs or something else or
Yeah.
just sandwiches.
But
He's
like
like,
to
"You like to call them
me,
hoagies."
like a sub I don't know. I guess because
I don't use the word sub.
I don't use the
I don't
word
go to
sub.
Sub. I mean, I can't remember if you're thinking about Subway,
Yes.
maybe, but I
Yeah.
can't remember the last time I go to Subway. So their stuff is too salty for me. I have not gone in
I don't
years, so
remember
like
the
that's
last
the
time I
only.
went to Subway.
Yeah.
It was when I was a
Uh,
kid. Also, the whole
but
thing
I mean,
with the guy from Subway. Ugh, no,
yeah, no, no,
no,
we don't want to support that business.
no.
Goodbye.
Bye. Well, I say
Bye.
that as I still buy Chick-fil-A,
Yeah, yeah.
but
Ah,
you can never
yeah, I
win.
feel you.
I feel like.
But we can agree Popeyes is better than
Ah,
Chick-fil-A, I think. Maybe.
yes,
Yeah.
I love.
If I had to pick one of the two. Definitely.
Yeah.
But back to the show. So then they have water ice,
Oh, and
and
then yeah, and so
then
we
they
have
have the debate thing, I think, is
yes,
next. Is
yep.
it not? Yeah.
The
Which was
yeah the
funny as
trolley problems or the actual debate.
no, 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 like the food
Oh
debate
yes,
where they
yeah,
brought up like the different types of well, for this one, of course, it was like, which is the best cheesesteak?
yes,
Our theme was also cheesesteak, which I knew was iconic, but we hear about it living in Philly and you close to Philly, you hear about cheesesteaks all the
oh
damn
yeah.
time.
But I've never had any
Well,
one of those places. And
yeah,
again, I don't
they
live close enough to get them. So
mhm. Yeah, I mean, it's kinda gonna be like what we go on to talk about later. They're kind of just like big, like giant sandwiches they have trouble like finishing.
yes,
But
and so
the
they
places that
had
they mentioned here was Pat's,
Geno's.
Gino's, and D'Alessandro's, and I've only had one of the 3. I've had Gino's, unfortunate to say, but it was at the end of a very drunken night, so
Oh
that's what I'll
well,
attribute it
there
to.
you go. That explains.
Attribute it
Yeah,
to. It was also consumed in a car, and me and my
yeah,
fiance were in his car and just needed some type of sustenance that bad, so
yes.
that's what
So
I
they did the
attribute
whole
it
debate, which one is better, and then
Uh-huh.
they had 3 contestants speak on. They had like what a minute or whatever
Yeah.
to like
Yeah, it
discuss
was a minute.
why it was better. And I first of all, well the first girl was fine. The second guy was so funny
Mhm.
because he basically just said, I forget exactly what did he say?
He was like, "We wanna attract take the traffic away from the good cheesesteak places, so that's why we want you to go to Gina."
Yes, yep,
Because the first girl was Pat's, and she, like, was kind of, like, seriously defending it, and
yes,
then Keith tried the steak, and he was like, no." Like, he was like, "I
no,
can't." He's like he, like, right away said that it was bad. I
yes,
can't attest to it, I've never had it, but
me neither.
I have
But
heard
I heard that.
about that place. That's all I'm gonna say. I've never tried it myself,
Yes,
so I don't know for sure. But second one, again, I can just attribute to a drunken
yes,
excursion, and at the time, it did its job. Never gone back since, so I didn't like it that much, I guess.
yeah. But also you were drunk,
But
so your
yeah,
taste buds are
exactly, especially,
probably
like
like, this is great. And it's not.
yeah, yeah, things that you think are good when you're drunk aren't necessarily good, they just
Hmm.
you get the
Yep.
job done. But it was funny because his excuse was like or his reasoning was like, "We wanna get all the traffic away from the good cheesesteak places, put them all at Gino's so that I don't have to wait when I go to my good
Yes.
place to
Yes.
get my food." I don't know, I don't think he mentioned a certain place, or
No.
maybe he didn't, I just don't remember, but he was like, "I don't" he's like, I think he said, "I'm gonna gatekeep it, I'm not even gonna say,
Yep.
but I want everybody to go to Gino's instead."
Yes. And then the last girl was pretty funny too. With
Do you
her,
remember what she said?
no, I think she just basically told everyone to start like cheering and clapping. She didn't even give a
Yeah.
reason.
She's like, we can just spend this whole minute just cheering and clapping, and then that would be
Yes.
oh, that's funny. Yeah, but they ended up picking the, guy that was trying to stand up for quote unquote Gina.
Yes.
And
Although hers was
then
funny
they
because she basically just kept cheering, and
mhm.
that's all it was. But he like actually gave a funny reason, so
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not surprised he
And I
won.
mean, I thought for a second too that they might have picked the last girl too because the cheesesteak was generally
Oh yeah.
or genuinely the best one. And I've heard that about the
Yes,
Alessandros.
me
I've
too.
never had it, but I've heard great things, and, like, the second one, Keith and was it Johnny? Was he
Yep.
eating the steaks with them? I think
Yep.
it was. I don't know who's yeah, it was Keith and Johnny, and they were standing up there eating the cheesesteaks, and then as soon as they tried D'Alessandro's, they were like, "Oh, wow. This is
Uh-huh.
he goes, "This is significantly better than the
Oh,
other
yeah.
2." So, I thought they were gonna pick it based on that, but I think they weren't judging the cheesesteaks, it was, like, the
The
presentation,
argument,
like, how
yeah.
the people were talking about,
Yep.
right? So then the Geno's guy became the king of
Yes, and
Philadelphia.
he had, like, the cape and
Mhm,
the
and the
crown, and
crown.
then everyone that came up that didn't get picked to actually, like, defend the
Uh-huh.
cheesesteaks, but they were still sitting up on stage, they left,
Mhm.
and then they came
Yeah.
out, and they were all in, like, costumes of different foods,
Yeah, like food
french
costumes, and then
fries.
they,
Yeah.
like, ran around the venue, and they had, they do, like, a little parade, and I was
Yep.
just like, "This is gr."
Yes.
And then after that, I think that's when the show hits its midpoint, and they said, "We'll be right back after an intermission."
Yeah.
I think that's when they did an intermission, so then, of
Yeah.
course, you and me go right back to the bar again.
Oh, yeah, well, and so we
We had
get
already
there,
had
and
a drink. We were already a drink in by then.
it wasn't too bad, the price. I mean,
Yeah,
it was expensive
yeah,
because we got larger sizes, but,
yeah,
like,
true.
it was an actual bar, so I
Mhm.
knew that they were gonna be able to make actual drinks, and
Right,
so I was like,
like, good
"Okay."
drinks. Not just
Like,
throwing, like, a can of, like,
yeah,
Surfside at you or something.
yeah, and then so I was like, "Alright, do you
Okay,
have"
Surfsides are good, but I
yeah,
prefer, like, a mixed cocktail, you know?
yeah, and so I asked if they had rum, and they did, and I was like, "Alright, anything fruity?" And they said Malibu Bay Breeze, which is one of my favorites
Mhm.
for a rum-based drink.
Same.
It's fruity, it's good, but the problem is it doesn't taste like alcohol.
Yeah.
Like, you can kinda taste the alcohol, but, like, it's not the alcohol is not strong.
But you first taste it and you go, "Oh, this is juice." And then you get
Like, this
halfway
is
through
a
it and you're like,
this is a
juice.
this is gonna be a
This is
problem.
not juice."
And we got the double size,
Mhm.
and so, like, halfway
We
through
really said, "Give me a double."
yes. And, well, first, the guy was like, "Oh, do you want like, what size do you want?" Like, and I said, "Well, how much of a difference is the double?" And then he showed me, I'm like, "That doesn't look like much of a difference." Oh, but when you
Yeah.
drink it,
Yeah.
it's very much a difference in
But
that.
then in the intermission, we were like, "We need another. Let's go."
And halfway through, I'm a lightweight, so halfway through the first drink, I'm already feeling it. And then
Mhm.
we finished our drinks, and then we're like, "Let's get another one." We got another
Uh-huh.
double. And I was like, "All right, yeah, it's
We kind
great."
of waited, like, almost an hour, though, because we didn't, like, go in the middle of, like, the show. At
Yeah,
least we waited till the intermission.
yeah. And by then, we were, like,
So
a
we
little
gave
bit
ourselves
better.
some
Yeah.
time. Mhm.
But man,
And then we got right back to it again.
but when you get those drinks that don't taste like alcohol, ooh, you're
Mhm.
screwed. 'Cause
True.
you think it's not nothing, and then you're like, "I can go back," and then it's like your 10th one, and you're like, "Oh, Jesus.
You're like, "Oop,
Oops, did it again." And
2
then
shots of vodka." No, I'm kidding.
yes, yes, and
No,
she's,
no,
like,
no,
pouring the pretty much the
that doesn't
whole
even apply because it was a rum drink. It just came to my mind.
yes. But I love that vine is so funny. 'Cause she's like, "Oh, 2 shots of vodka," but she's pouring it from the bottle, and so she's pouring pretty much the whole bottle of vodka in her drink.
Uh-huh.
It's so funny.
Vine was such a gift.
Vine and I still
We
they
didn't appreciate what we have. Now I'm just getting, like, TikTok remakes of Vines, and it's just, like, 2
not
kids, like, imitate.
yes, it's
Like, I
not
just saw
funny.
people imitating the, "Why is your report card on the ceiling?"
Mhm.
"You said bring my grades up." "I did say that. Let me see it."
Yes.
Oh my
Was that
god.
what's his
But
face?
anyway, I
Was that
forget. I think it
Jay?
was, Jay Versace.
I
Yeah.
love
He's now a music producer. He's now a music producer.
wow, go
Fun
ahead.
fact.
My
Mhm. For,
favorite
like,
of
SZA and stuff.
and I know this is off topic, but my favorite of his still is like, "I love your accent. Where are you from?" "I'm Liberian."
I'm
"Oh,
Nigerian.
sorry. I like your accent." Right.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, oh, and it's so funny because it's so stupid.
You said bring my grades up. I
And
did say that. Let me see.
and he would always have the most random objects on his head. It'd be like a notebook or like a
Right.
napkin. and
Or
that would
no,
signify
no,
that's
the
his
one with
mom.
like,
Yeah.
or the one where he's like, I'm Liberian. He had like one of those like lights, like plasma lights
Yes. Yep.
that you can touch and like the spark like follows your finger, like those
Yes.
I forget what they're called, but they were really
Yes.
big in
I
like
know
the
what you're
2000s.
talking about. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's so.
Yep.
Or those little tiny sunglasses that he would wear.
Mhm.
Oh, it's just so funny.
Vine was a gift.
Vine was a gift.
But anyway,
We didn't deserve Vine.
no.
I feel like.
But anyway.
Well, I feel like if were the Try Guys around during Vine? 'Cause I feel like they would
I
have popped
think
off.
so. I think so, but I don't know if they posted
Or
much
maybe
if
they were
they
still
did it
with
to,
BuzzFeed.
like promote.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, and I think if they did, they just did it to like
Mhm.
promote YouTube. Like YouTube was always like
Yeah.
their thing. So like I don't particularly remember them posting vines, but
Yeah.
TikTok they're all over that.
Yes. Yeah, with the
Very
times.
entertaining.
Yeah.
If you got this far in the episode and you're not, I'm not even gonna promote us. I'm like promote them. Like watch their
Yes,
stuff.
it's so funny. And then so yeah, after intermission they did the trolley problems, which is
Oh,
so
the
funny.
whole entire audience. It must be funny as hell to live their lives like you blew a whistle and you got an entire audience to say,
Yes.
In
Uh,
retrospect, that's so funny.
yeah. And the fact that because we went to the merch table during
Mhm.
intermission,
Yeah.
I think just to see what they
We took a
had.
we took a peek, and then at the end was
We
when we
bought
actually
stuff.
got
But like during intermission at the merch table, they were selling the train whistles.
yeah,
And
and I
then
should've got one because then they were sold
after
out.
yes, and then after intermission when they started trolley problems
Uh-huh.
and Zach's in the audience and he says that they're sold out. I'm like, God,
I was like, "We were just there, what are you
like
talking
15 minutes ago and they're sold out.
about?"
They were expensive. We're like, I think
I'm
they were like,
hoping maybe they just hey, if they're listening to this somehow, if they've come across this with the millions of hashtags that I'm gonna put on it,
oh yeah,
the post of it, but put the train whistles online, please. Like, people
yes.
if
You would
they might
make
already
millions.
if not but if not,
It's
'cause
so
they were
funny.
only $10, I
Yeah.
believe. 20? Could be 20. I don't
They
know.
probably were 20 just because you're at
Okay.
like a show and everything's going to be more expensive.
Yeah.
It's but
Yeah.
yeah, to get a whole entire audience of people just saying "uh-oh" just after blowing a train whistle. It's so funny.
It's like revisiting our youth when, like,
Yes.
how they have those, like, train commercials, like, every Christmas, they're like, "The
Yep.
Hess train is here," or whatever.
Yeah, the Hess trucks.
Hess truck, there
Yeah.
you go. I was so confident, I was like, "The Hess train's here."
Yep.
Well,
I
it could've
love
been some years, I think they've had, like, cargo trucks, which are
Yep.
technically trains, like
Yes. I love um so explain trolley problems for people
So
who've never
trolley
seen them.
problems, AKA, there'll be, like this is, like, the tagline, "Whatever they choose, they lose." So
Yep.
it's just basically, like well, trolley problems comes from, like, I know about it because it was mentioned in psych classes because it comes from originally a psych experiment. It's like if a train is, going over, like, a track and there's 3 people on it, or, like, there's 1 person on it, you can let that happen, or you can pull the lever and it'll hit 3 people instead of 1 people, or it'll be like a classic experiment where it's like one thing will happen, or you can pull the lever and something else will happen. But usually, it's just kind of weighing one moral dilemma over another.
Yeah.
And then what they did with this version of it, they did it for each city.
Yes.
So then they basically just picked things for like Philly related moral dilemmas, and
Yes.
then they had 2 of the guests on stage. So at this point, they had already brought out another guest, which was Kellen Allen,
Yes.
and I remember his videos from well, Ellen, honestly, and then I remember him on like Vine and Instagram and stuff. So I was like, that's cool.
Yes.
But they had
He was a
him
good
and Johnny
person.
out there
Yeah.
for Charlie Problems. He was a good guest. They had him and Johnny out there for Charlie Problems, and then some of the questions required them bringing out the 4th guest,
I
our most,
died.
our most unhinged guest, the one that I kind of knew was coming because
Yes.
I had seen like posts being posted that day, and everything was like Gritty stickers, a gif of Gritty, like everywhere, and I
Yeah,
was like,
that'd be really
he's
funny if he
probably
came out.
pretty
Yeah.
right, right. We were just kind of like speculating, and then one of the things was it like all cheesesteaks stay vegan or something, and then
Yes.
or you get hit in the face with a pie from Gritty.
Yes.
And then I was like, oh god, and they said, hey, we're gonna bring out Gritty,
And what's
and then he
funny, like,
comes out, storms out.
yeah, and they said that they tried to get Gritty for the longest time and got no
Uh-huh,
response. And then it wasn't
uh-huh.
until hours before the show started that they were like, "Yeah, Gritty can come." Like, imagine now having to, like, you planned your set around the fact that Gritty's probably not coming, and then being told like hours before you go on, "Yep, he's going to be
Mhm.
there," and now you have to rearrange everything you just planned for like months.
But it's like it's
The
kind of
most
just so fitting
Gritty
to the
horror
energy.
thing. Like, to wait until the last minute and just to have Gritty there.
Yeah, it's just so fitting, I think, for
Yes.
his
But and
persona.
then he did. He came out and he threw a cake in Zach's face.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
have that on video.
Did he throw 2? 'Cause didn't he throw one at Johnny
Yep,
as well? Yeah,
yep. And
okay.
then there
And
was the
then Johnny
one.
married, and then Johnny and
Yes, yes,
Callan
because
ended up married.
yeah, I have this picture and it says change the slogan from for Philly, the city of brotherly love, to almost as good as Pittsburgh, or marry Gritty. And then
Or married.
obviously, like, you're gonna marry Gritty because why would you change it to that? And then
Right.
so one of them had to marry Gritty, and so of course Johnny like put on a little veil and got
Uh-huh.
married to Gritty.
It was great. It was great. And
It's
then I have to, I'm reading from the Instagram because for each stop of the tour, they make an Instagram post, like, they take a picture with the audience, and then when they did it for us, and then had their compilation for our show
mhm.
of what happened, there were just some comments that were cracking me up. So, related to Johnny marrying Gritty, um, well, his first comment said, "Best city ever?" Question mark, and then somebody commented and asked him, "How's your and Gritty's honeymoon going? You are the most beautiful bride." And then Johnny says back, "It's good, but he leaves the toilet seat up." So I just wanted to share that little
Well,
tidbit.
I know Gritty's not real, but I feel like that's accurate. Like Gritty would leave the toy seat
And then the same person commented back and was like, "Oh, I thought the hair down the drain would be a problem."
up. Yes,
And then it's like, yeah, not only does he have a lot of hair, it's orange.
it's orange. It's everywhere.
It's a very
Yeah,
choice
so
color.
like at
It's a
least
very
with
choice.
you're gonna notice it everywhere.
Yeah,
Like on your
yeah.
clothes, in
Oh
your
my
drain, in your sink.
goodness.
Ugh, nope.
Pretty's just a chaotic individual, and that was
Yeah,
just well, um, expressed in the show.
it's like
Especially at the end when you get, like, pelted by chicken nuggets
oh
thrown by him.
yes. Well, because
I'm
they
pretty
had
sure the one that
yeah.
hit me in my arm was thrown by Gritty. I'm pretty sure, because
Well,
of
because
where we were
yeah,
standing
they had the bit.
in relation to the stage.
Yeah, they had the bit where he wanted to eat pizza. Um,
Uh-huh.
with what's his face?
Tim
Yes, and
he's like, "Why
then
won't you
so
like
that
pizza?" And then they just had pizza boxes, and they were standing there, and I was like, "Are these people about to throw
because
pizza?"
like I
Like,
will catch it
I was
hopefully, but I'm also wearing a white shirt,
I
so
know,
like
so was I.
so
So was
please.
I.
Yep, I was like,
And it was
oh
like another merch shirt of theirs, so I was like, "No, please." Like, I was proud
yeah,
of myself for, like, not spilling, like, a drink on it or anything so
yes,
far, so I was
yeah.
like, "Please don't ruin it."
But then when they like opened the box and actually threw it, it was just a bunch of chicken nuggets, and I was like,
I was like, "Well,
huh,
this feels more appropriate."
yes. But also, I was very confused,
I know.
but
And
like,
that's what I mean when I say we'll never have another experience like that ever again.
and
I
we
don't think I'll be
no,
able
but
to
then
go anywhere else and
you
say I've
got
been
pelted,
pelted
and
out by chicken nuggets.
you got a little bruise, like a tiny little mark.
I know.
'Cause I'm pretty sure it
That
was
was the one,
Gritty. Yeah,
not to point any fingers, but I really think that that was the one that Gritty threw
probably. Because I mean, he
just with
seems like
such force.
well, the rest of them I don't think would be able to throw that hard, but Gritty seems like whoever's in that suit. like did a whole split. So I feel like he's someone that's athletic that could really pelt you
Right.
if you
The
wanted to.
athleticism was
Yeah.
definitely there.
But the fact that you
Oh,
got a little
yeah.
mark on your arm.
I know. It was gone by the time we got home, but it
Yeah.
was just funny at the time. It was just like a little red like welt. I was
Yes.
like, here lies the chicken nuggets that Gritty threw at my forearm with
Yeah.
such force. Oh,
We still have that picture.
yeah, that was a fun night. That was a
Yes.
fun night. It was a good time.
That was
Uh,
yeah. And I took off that day, so I was just off the entire day. I'm like, this is so nice.
yeah. And then that following Saturday, because that was a Thursday night, that
Yep.
following Saturday, I went to a very nice wedding. We
Nice.
had our cousin got married, and the thing that was the one of the cutest parts about it was that during cocktail hour they had a horse and carriage, and you were able
Oh
to take
yes.
carriage rides, and that was romantic and very cute, and it was very cool. They let us take our drinks on there, so
Oh
we were just
nice.
sitting there
Yeah.
drinking. It just kind of took you like around the parking lot, but it was still a cute
Yeah.
little thing. So yeah, it was a good time. It was a good wedding. That was when I heard that Earth, Wind, and Fire song probably about at least 3 times, I'd
Oh
say,
yeah. It's a
throughout the
very
night.
common wedding song
Mhm.
to have
And
because
she
there's
got
the
married on the 21st night of September.
yeah, it's a good song. It's upbeat.
Mhm.
I just love that song. Good dancing song.
Same. It's good.
Yes.
Why do you think it was used in so many movies? Like, if you go back
Uh-huh.
and like start to pay that, like movies that came out, especially like movies in like the early 2000s, there's
Yeah.
like a lot of.
Mhm.
I remember it's at the end of Night at the Museum. Do you remember
Oh
that?
yes.
Bit of nostalgia
I
right there.
totally
Perfect
forgot
for
about
this
that
pod.
movie. Yes.
I know it has its flaws, but like I low key love that movie. It's probably all the nostalgia
Yeah.
attached to it, but still, I like it.
It's such a good movie.
True, true. And then this happened, I think, in between. It was either before the Track show or the week after. I think it was the week after because it was on. No, it might have been. No, it was the week before because it was on a Saturday. But I went to like it was a one woman show type beat. My one friend from school, she does things in Hollywood now, low key, which is kind of cool.
Nice.
But she did a like a one woman show. She produced it and directed it. And all the proceeds went to Gaza relief, which was really good. And I think it's still now having shows in New York. So it's called Handala. If anybody wants to check it out, it was a really good time. It was a very emotional show, but it was a very important thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then what
See,
did we
we've been booked and
do?
busy. So many
Yeah.
events.
And then
I
what did
had
we do
3
after that?
or 4 consecutive like Saturdays where I
Mhm.
was out, which is wild.
But then who did we see recently?
Yeah, that following Saturday, the 28th, we saw none other than season 14. Yeah, season 14 winner of Drag Race, Willow Hill.
I remember her on her season and like her first like her entrance look got me so
Mhm,
much. She had the
mhm,
shirt that said angle instead of angel, but it still had like the
yeah,
wings and the halo.
mhm,
It's so funny.
yeah.
And she just
And my
yeah.
no, I was just gonna say I had my own little like
Oh yes.
rendition of that at the show.
Uh-huh.
Just that and the hat. That's about it.
And I just loved her on Drag Race because people like she looks like someone you would underestimate.
Mhm.
Like you would look at her and be like, "Oh, okay." Like her entrance look, she had, the old school like '90s Christina Aguilera like hat, the blonde
Right.
wig, the angle crop top, and like the platform like flip flops. And you're like, "There's no way." Like
Mhm.
she doesn't even look like she's trying, and then she just wins the entire thing.
And hey, that's what happens when people underestimate. But
Yes,
I could tell from the beginning, Rue really connected with her
yes,
from the beginning. So I was just like, sometimes that also does help when you have a good relationship with Rue as
yeah.
well. So it was just like I could tell from the beginning. I was like, Rue really likes Willow.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the whole nickname that she get. She don't want no big pill. She
Oh
wants a
no,
Willow.
little pill, just a little pill.
Uh-huh.
And I
And
don't
it makes
know.
if I can say the name, like, after that. I don't know if that was the intention, but it was just funny.
Yes. That's what I was about to say, like, I wonder if she knew that that's how, like, people are gonna pronounce it and whatnot.
Mhm. Who
But
knows
because
the
I had
intention, but
no
the show was
idea,
I had
like,
no idea what to expect.
because it wasn't really a drag show.
No.
It was just, like, her comedy show, but it's, like, I've never seen her outside of Drag Race. Like,
Mhm.
could not tell you what it's gonna be. And then from the
Yeah, like, it was
moment
kind
it's
of like, "This is my life. This is my life
yes.
story." Kind of, basically.
Yeah, it was her life story in, like, the form of dance, and then they had, like, videos playing, and she sang, and she had, like, her backup dancers.
Mhm.
And, like, from the very beginning, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna start from the very beginning, the book of Genesis." And then they were just, like, doing things from the Bible, but her own spin on it.
Mhm.
It was so some of the stuff she had
And
me
I
crying.
identify with parts of it too, like, talking about, like, being, like, in a Catholic school and we're gonna do this and that,
Yep,
and then
yeah.
as soon
They
as the
had, like, the
teacher leaves the room,
schoolgirl
everybody
outfits.
acts up.
Yeah. And yeah, because they had the, choir, like, outfits on, and they were singing. And then they
Mhm.
had the schoolgirl outfits in the beginning. Then they did a whole thing about her getting, was a new liver? Kidney?
I think it was a kidney.
Kidney, getting a new kidney.
Right, right, 'cause she did the rendition of the song from Wicked,
Wicked.
and she did
Yes,
the
The Wizard
kidney
and
and
I, but it
I.
was the kidney and I. I never laughed, so that was so funny. And then they had someone dressed up as a kidney,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
then
Oh,
someone
her
dressed as
backup
the
dancers were
doctor.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Her backup dancers were phenomenal. She consistently through each part of the show spoilers, I guess, if you haven't seen it, but, or don't wanna know what it is, but, it's she has consistently 2 same backup
Yes.
dancers behind her throughout the entire show,
Yep.
just, like, getting different outfits with her, and it's like, these people are just, like, really good at
Yep.
dancing. It's really good.
Yeah, and she had, like, they brought her out in, like, a gurney, and she's in, like, a surgical gown, and they were just singing about her getting a kidney transplant.
Mhm.
I was like, "This is so fun. This is a good way to, like, tell your whole life story."
Mhm.
And I
Made her
like the
whole life
use
story
of
into, like, a
yeah,
musical.
and I like the use of videos, 'cause I think it gave
True.
her a break, like, they would play videos in between certain things to continue the story, but it gave her a break to rest because she
True.
has, what is it that she has? Can't remember what it's called. Um,
I'm gonna look it up
yes.
so we can get it correct.
Oh, yeah, here.
Stenosis
Yes. Yeah.
causes the buildup of crystals within cells. And I know that she was talking about there's a lot of issues with using, like, her hands and, like, her
Yes.
arms,
Yeah.
so she feels a lot of weakness, so that's why I think at one point in the show she needed help with her corset, and someone literally had to come up on stage and help her with it,
Yep.
so
Yeah, and then she also mentioned, like, her best friend, and they had a video of her and her best friend talking, but it was so funny because when they were talking about what they did as kids,
mhm.
and
I was
Willow
like, "That's
said
why they're best friends because 'cause they're both insane."
yes. So, Willow said that she pissed in a spray bottle,
Mhm.
and then her best friend peed in the same spray bottle, and then they sprayed it all over Willow's, like, brother's, like, room. Like, who thinks of that? As a child?
Insane.
But also,
Insane.
like, that's amazing.
It's funny though.
It's funny. Um,
It's insane though.
so note to self, never cross Willow Pill. Um, but I love how, like, her and her best friend were talking about it
Mhm.
so casually, like, "Yeah, this is what we did as kids," and you're like, "Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, uh-huh,
but you can just tell it's like these were 2 people that were meant to meet each other
yes." And
and, like,
they
be friends.
well, and then I like their stories because obviously Willow's, like, queer and all that stuff,
Mhm.
and but her friend is, like, Black, so, like, she has all that to deal with as they're growing
Mhm.
up. So they really,
Yeah.
like, relied on each other.
Right. I remember the friend saying like, "Oh, I couldn't fit in like the church or whatever. The only way I could fit in is if I was funny.
Yes.
Otherwise, I'd be
That
bullied."
broke my heart.
That was like her. I
Yeah.
know it was so sad, but like that was like her scapegoat.
Yes.
So
And also to
I
think
guess
like
her and Willow doing like crazy things together like helped her
yes. But
be left
also
alone by the other kid.
it's sad because you're talking about church. Like
Hmm.
you would think that people that go to church and that are Catholic and they're, all about God would be respectful of anyone. But no.
No, that's the hypocrisy of it.
Yes.
So
And then
happens
yeah.
more often than you'd like, you know?
Mhm. But they met each other and now they just piss in spray bottles. And it
What is that? Born to
boy,
piss into
go
spray
piss, girl.
bottles, forced. No, that thing where it's like born to do this, forced to do this. It's like
Yes.
born to piss in spray bottles, forced to
Yes.
refrain to the confines of society.
It's so funny.
Oh
I
man.
just and then she talked about her time on Drag Race a little bit.
Mhm.
It was just that was so funny. And of course, like right before the show happened, because we were waiting in line, and that guy that kept like talking to us, he was so funny. And like I wasn't offended in any way, but he's
Mm-mm.
clearly much older than I was.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, like, are you looking for someone older? Like, how old are you?" And I was like, "Okay." And he wasn't like egging me on or like making me feel uncomfortable, so it wasn't like weirded
Yeah.
out by it. But I was like, "This is
We were
really."
right near like the front of the venue,
Yeah,
so like I didn't feel unsafe because there was
yeah.
like a bunch of people like right there.
And he was
That
super
if we felt
chill.
unsafe,
Yeah, he was super chill and
yeah.
showing us like all of his artwork that he does. So like
Uh,
he obviously didn't like do anything. But then he was like, "Yeah, you looking for an older guy?" And then he was like, "Yeah, so what's the male version of a cougar?"
and you were like,
And I was like, "I don't know." And he was like, "Is it like a mountain lion? Is it like a panther?" I wonder what the male version of
and
a
that was when
cougar
I
is.
started to get silent. I was like, yeah, I'm not engaging in this conversation anymore.
But then he was like, "I'm just trying to make your day." And we were like, "Okay, sir."
All right. Anyway.
Anyway, and then I
Oh
googled
my
it, and a male version of a cougar is a manther. A
good to
male,
know.
yeah, male panther, I guess. A
The more
man,
you know.
yeah,
The star just flies over here. The more
yeah.
you know.
The more you know. And just in case, AI says a manther is a middle-aged man who dates a significantly younger woman and is sometimes called the male version of a cougar. It's a playful term that can also be used to highlight sexist double standards in dating, according to AI.
According to AI.
Yep, a manther, everybody. But
See, you learn stuff when you come to this
yeah,
podcast.
you learn things. In case you were
Mhm.
wondering, manther it is.
Mhm. And remember that because that will be on Monday's Wordle. No.
Yeah, just in case, it's going to be in the New York Times
All you New
Daily
York Times
Crossword.
subscribers,
Yeah,
let that sink in because
yes,
tomorrow
it's going to be on the,
will
like
be
the
on the
daily, yeah, like the New York Times Daily Crossword Puzzle. What is the male version of a cougar? 8 letters. Huh.
might as well be because I'm a subscriber to not a subscriber, I get the free version, but I do participate in the Wordle and I wonder where the fuck they get these words from.
Yes,
So I wouldn't be surprised if we're like Manther, just
if I can
the right amount
remember,
of
I
letters.
tried to play the Wordle.
It's good. You'll encounter words in that game that you will never in your
Yep, and it does not make sense, and you're like,
uh-huh.
okay,
Yep.
that's not a word, can't be.
Yeah. But hey,
And
it's
then,
a
yeah,
brain teaser, I guess you'd say.
yes, and then, well, there was alcohol there too.
uh
And like I don't drink heavily, but like if I'm out, I'm like, well, might as well enjoy myself. So I was like, I'll
uh
get alcohol here too, and there was what was like a peach
It was
thing.
like peach something. I
Oh,
don't know, but
peach
it had
schnapps,
peach.
I think. Had something
Yeah,
with
that was the
peach
main
schnapps
peach
in it,
alcohol in
and she did not mix it when she gave it to us.
there.
She just
No,
straight up
no.
poured the stuff
She was just
into the
like,
drink
she was
and
just
then
like
gave it
two.
to us.
No, she was literally 2 shots of vodka.
Vodka. Yes.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. No. She like I saw
We
her.
fixed it. We
I saw
fixed it
her
though.
make
All we
the
had to
drink.
do was right, and then she just poured a bunch on the top of it, so all
Yeah.
the alcohol was like sitting on the top.
Yeah.
So then we sip it like assholes instead of mixing it, and we were like, "Oh,
Oh.
wow,
And I was like that.
yep,
Yep. That was very strong.
huh."
Good, but
But once we mixed it, it wasn't so bad.
yeah. And then there was a lemon in it, so it wasn't that bad. But prior to drinking it, I was like, is this how it's going to taste the entire time I'm drinking it? Because I'm
But they'd be
going to,
like, "Well,
like, that, yeah, that was a lot.
yeah." And we had just had a margarita
Oh, yes, which
outside.
I also, turns out, I don't like. Even though,
You
like, I don't,
never,
yeah.
you never try and never know. I
I,
liked it
yeah,
enough, but honestly, out of all the alcoholic drinks that we had in September,
yes.
I would pick the Malibu Bay Breeze
Oh,
from
yeah,
the Fillmore as
yes.
the best.
Well, my problem is even though I knew this already, I was not thinking, but I hate tequila. And
Well,
I know that's in a margarita, so I don't know why when we were like, let's get margs, I was like, okay. When I absolutely hate tequila. So when I drank it,
it
I'm like,
didn't even come out in the fun like margarita shaped
oh no,
glass.
it
I
came
was
in a
hoping it
regular
was
one.
gonna come out in the
And then the guy was like, you can take it outside as long as you bring the drink back in. And we drank about
very
half. Yeah,
trustworthy. Very trustworthy for
I know.
people outside drinking on a Saturday night.
Yep.
You could have been like, "This cup's mine now. Goodbye."
Yeah, this nice glass.
This is nice glass.
Yeah, it's mine. I
Can you
mean,
imagine they just had a
granted, we were
SWAT
right
team
outside the
ready?
door, so I guess if we did try and walk away, we would have noticed. But,
True.
and then afterwards, this is my
You found
favorite.
a little food. You found a little food gem. This is the best part of the whole night.
Yes, well, no. But it was very
But
much
definitely a good find for sure.
because we were just walking around,
From
like,
you, I wouldn't. I didn't really see it. This
yeah,
was you. Your discovery.
because we were just waiting. We were gonna get like the lift home,
Mhm.
and I wasn't like starving because we had
Mhm.
cheesesteaks beforehand. But I only ate
Mhm.
part of my cheesesteak mainly because there was like an incident at the restaurant, and I was like, I'm gonna go, and you also wanted to go. There was just someone there
Yeah.
that I just
Good
felt.
old. Good old. Somebody talks to themselves, and then they keep getting louder, and then they just start walking back and forth. And we were like, "Yeah,
But they were
no,
also
I don't
saying
want this."
things that were like somewhat scary.
Vaguely
So yeah,
threatening. Vaguely threatening. So I was
and
like,
I was like,
"Yeah,
you
no, I
know,
don't want to find out how this could go. Let's go."
no. So I wasn't starving, but I was like,
Life in the
oh,
big
like
city.
yes, come live here. Um, but I was like,
Live
oh,
here.
like this
That was
is
very like Truman Show, like big city. Come live here.
yes, that's our new slogan. Come live here. Um, but I was kind of hungry, and I was like, I can go for like a little snack. And
Mhm.
then we passed by a place
It was
called
called.
the Brooklyn Dumpling Shop. Which I don't understand why it's
Mhm.
called Brooklyn Dumpling Shop when you're not in New York.
Yeah.
Uh, but a lot of
And they had
places do.
Philly-based murals
Yeah,
like all over the wall. So maybe the person's originally from Brooklyn or it
yeah,
started in Brooklyn. That's what I'm gonna say.
yep. But you can get like I think a 3 or like 6 or more. So I was like, oh, I could go for like a little bit. And we got the Korean barbecue dumplings
Mhm.
with
That was
teriyaki.
scrumptious.
And so I took a picture of it, obviously. But ever since then, I've just been dying to make my own dumplings. So I'm going online and I'm purchasing a dumpling maker. That's what I'm doing. Because Amazon has the electric ones where you just put the dough and whatever your insides are, and then when you push the button and it folds it all nice for you.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna attempt to make my own dumplings.
And then you'll have to report back.
Yes,
I'll have to make your dumpling special on the pod.
yes. And it was just that was good. That was good.
Mhm. It was good. It was
Yes.
yummy. We'll be going back there for sure.
Yes.
The flavor was very good, and it was, like, the perfect, like, because a lot of times things, like, I'll have the issue where my eyes are bigger than my stomach,
Yeah.
like, I'll get something, I'll be like, "Yeah, I'll finish it,"
Yeah.
and then I don't.
Yeah.
Then it
Getting
comes
3.
leftovers in the fridge.
Yeah. Getting
So getting the
3.
3 was, like,
Yeah.
perfect.
I could
But if I
eat.
was probably
Yeah.
really hungry, I could down 6. I
I
feel
could
like
take
I could
6.
down
Yeah.
6.
And they have like gluten-free options, and they have
Mhm.
vegetarian and like vegan options.
True.
They had a lot of different.
It's very versatile, and they
Yes.
had different things, like, it wasn't just dumplings, like, they
Oh
had, like,
no.
soups, they had, like, wings,
Yes.
they had a lot of other stuff. And open late, which is
Yes. Because
pretty
this
cool.
at this point it was almost like 11, I think.
Yeah, yeah. But it was really nice because they had, like, a whole area where you could, like, go upstairs and, like, eat,
Oh
so you
yeah.
don't have to be, like there were, like, 2 seats downstairs if you wanted to eat there,
Yeah.
but they also have, like, the whole upper section to eat at, so
Yes.
it was quite convenient.
Also.
And it was futuristic as hell too, like, our
Oh, that's yeah. Maybe
we didn't
that's
have
why
to
I liked
even
it so
interact
much.
with anyone,
Yeah. Obviously, they had people that were making the
which can
dumplings.
be damn great. Because sometimes I hate talking to people.
That's why I go to the self checkout. But
Uh-huh.
then I always get something that doesn't scan, and the person has to come over and fix it for me.
Mhm.
And I'm like,
And then you're like, "At this rate, I would've waited in line."
yes. But it was cool because like they obviously have chefs that are making the dumplings, but like you
Mhm.
order everything through like the um, machine, and then
Mhm.
after you order it, you put your phone number in, and then you get a text saying like this is Brooklyn Dumpling Shop. When your order is ready, you'll get a link to like a QR code. And then so we got the link to the QR code and we scanned it at the front, and then whatever like futuristic cubby that it was in just opened on its own after it scanned the QR code. You just
Mhm.
take your dumplings out, and I was like, huh. I was like, that's so cool.
It was wild.
Yes,
I was like, in that moment, I was Patrick from SpongeBob, "We have technology."
we have technology. Or like the episode with Squidward when he's like everything's chrome and he's on the ground going future.
Why is everything chrome?
It's yes, that's how I felt. I was
That
like, oh my god.
dumpling restaurant, but everything's chrome. Ooh, that would kinda be off-putting, actually.
Yes, I think
Imagine just
yeah,
it's
if
like that part
everything was
where you walk
ooh,
in the chocolate factory, everything's just, like, white.
I like when you see influencer houses and like
Mhm.
YouTubers and content creators that they're doing like a house tour and their entire house is white. And you're
Yeah,
like,
I'm like,
"Oh
"Oh,
no."
this is
Like
creepy.
their
Change this." It's
their
just, like,
bedroom
murder.
walls are white. They have a white chair, a white desk, their
What
sheets,
rituals are you doing in this house? This is
and also like
off-putting.
why are you getting white sheets? No.
I just
No. There's no color anywhere in your house. Like I can't. Like some white is okay.
serial killer vibes,
Yes.
honestly.
And like even their kitchen is very like marble and white.
Mhm.
Why?
I don't know.
Like I
I
like
just like
marble.
at least make the marble like a tiling or
Yes.
something.
Or like
Have some type of pattern.
if you're gonna do the standard like white marble, then make the rest of your cabinets and stuff like a blue or something that like
Mhm.
makes it no, but every single thing is white.
Yeah.
That would get so and even their couches, like living room couches and their rugs. First of all, it's ugly.
You know what show you're making me think of, like, a show that I used to watch in the early 2000s. Um, do you know those, like, Trading Spaces? There's
Oh
shows that they
yes.
would, like, flip around.
Yep.
I wish that show was still around and they, like, had, like, a special, like, edition where they, like, go to influencer houses and, like, change their shirt.
Yes. And then
That
when
would
an
be great.
influencer comes back and it's not all white. What is that? It's called color. Do you
Or like the
remember?
MTV or like the MTV, like, Pimp My Ride, they're like, "We heard you like fish, so we made your whole car into a fish tank."
Yes, I love it. It's like, oh,
Like,
I
we're
heard you
taking
like
a
relaxing at the end of the day, so the back seat has a hot tub. And you're like, Okay.
You're like, how is this functional? I don't
Yes.
understand.
And I just remember a lot of times they would have like this massive speakers like built into the back.
Mhm.
Why?
Those
This is
good
your trunk.
acoustics. Yeah, but it's
Yes,
for acoustics.
I guess so.
It's so that everybody within 50 miles could hear the song that they're playing when they're on the
Yes. I'm just gonna play the most obnoxious song I can think
Mhm.
of.
All the reverb.
Yes.
They cause like an earthquake from like the reverb
Yeah,
and
or I want to pick something with a crap ton of autotune. And
Mhm.
I'm just gonna play T-Pain
Oh,
as much as
what do
I
you
can.
mean what do you mean there's an earthquake? Oh, sorry about that.
There's an earthquake where?
Where?
If it's here, I don't feel it.
Oh,
But you know what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, so yeah,
I
Pimp
was
My
about to say
Ride.
if you
But
had a
then,
name. Yeah,
do
oh,
you,
Pimper.
yes,
It's so Pimp My Ride.
but do you remember? It reminds me of Trading Spaces where Wife Swap. Do you remember that?
Mhm.
That was
The
wild.
concept alone is kind of funny in retrospect now. Just like wife
Why is
swap.
it Wife Swap and why? I was gonna say why is it Wife Swap and not Husband Swap? But I guess like
I think they had special episodes
yeah,
and they would do that, but it was mostly the wives. So I was like, I don't know. Back in the day in MTV, we had Girl Code and Boy Code. They could have
yeah,
had a separate show.
yeah.
Oh man.
I loved Wife Swap though.
Yeah.
You would the
Was
wife,
was
yeah,
wife swap where the crazy Christian lady was?
I think so.
The lady that was like, "You're not a Christian," and she like ripped up the check. And then later on, there's like a tagline that was like, later on, she decided to accept the check. I'm like, oh no shit,
Oh
no way.
no!
It was either wife swap or trading. It was something like that where the spouse goes to someone's different house, and traded like a very like die hard like Christian like wife for someone that does. I want to say they're like Wiccans,
Oh
and they swap them. And then she starts like freaking out at everything they do. And like at the end, when they swap back, she like has a freak out, and she's like, "She's not a Christian." You gotta look
oh
this up.
yeah, no,
Pretty
it's
sure.
Trading
I'm
Spouses.
pretty trading spouse.
Yes, which I guess
Wow,
is
so we
pretty
have
much the
trading
same thing.
spaces, and then we have trading spouses.
Yes. So I guess maybe Trading Spouses is more of like any of them, but
Husband
obviously wife,
and
yeah.
could be husband or wife, right?
But Wife
But
Swap
yeah,
was crazy because obviously they would purposely pick wives that would never live that kind of life to swap.
right. People that were completely there was nobody that was ever like similar. They were
Yes.
always like opposite. Like they're professionals in sports, and these people are artists. Like they never picked
Yes.
somebody that liked the same thing.
Yep.
And that was purposeful to like
Oh
learn about
yeah.
each other's
And
worlds, but
like
it
the
also
people
caused a lot of
that
fights.
you have one family that has no rules and can stay up until midnight and not do anything and not do chores, and then
Mhm.
you have the other end where it's like you're in bed by 7 and you all need to
Yeah,
shower and you all need to do this. And
and you
then the
have certain
kids,
chores
yeah.
that you do each day, and you have to do that. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And it would just be so fun. But then at the end they would go and sit the parents would sit together at the end and like have a little talk
Right.
about each other's families. Can you imagine, like, at the end of everything, when you're sitting across some other lady that spent some time in your shoes, and then she just bashes how you parent?
Yeah.
Like, not to be that person, but your kids did not listen to me at all. They're horrible and they don't take showers and they weren't in bed by 7. And then I just feel like I would hate that.
Yeah.
Just,
I mean, you hope that they're getting paid like a fat check to like
if,
say
yeah.
that because
Maybe,
if there wasn't like money involved and they were just doing this to like I don't know get famous or get on TV,
yes.
I feel like there'd be even worse fights than there
Oh,
was.
yeah. I mean, you
But the
look at
money's involved, so they're like,
yeah,
"Ooh."
what's like Dance Moms fights? You're like, there's no way you actually feel that way. Like,
Oh
you're
yeah,
pulling each other's hair, you're practically like slapping them. Like, there's no way you're this upset. Like, come
it's
on.
called good old reality TV.
Yes. Yeah. We should have a whole episode on.
Oh yeah, we could have
Yes.
a whole episode on reality TV.
Yes.
I watched like some of it. I mean, it was now that I think about it, the stuff that I watched in the early like 2000s was mostly like family-oriented
Yeah.
reality TV.
Yeah.
Not family, like, not like TVPG, I don't mean it. I was just like
You mean
most of
like
it was
Kardashian?
surrounding right, no, but, like, it was all, like, surrounding family, so it was
Yeah.
stuff like Wife Swap, but then
Yep.
when you switch over to TLC, it was also John and K+8, it was
Oh,
also
yeah.
the Roll-Offs, their show, like,
Oh,
Little People
yeah.
Big World,
Yep.
that was a big thing for me, so it was all, like, family-based reality
Yep.
TV.
I feel like well, I did watch Kardashians for a while, but I also feel like I watched more of like the Dance Moms kind of
Mhm.
reality.
Yeah, I just got
Yeah.
Kardashians through memes, I've never
Yep.
watched a full episode, and you know what? I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't think now.
Especially not now. I don't think any of
No,
them need any more attention
no.
or money,
I
but,
just
what do I know?
there was one scene, and this is why like obviously reality isn't always like true, but there was one scene
Yeah.
in the Kardashians when all of them were like younger,
Mhm.
and Chris had a little pig wrapped in a blanket, and she's like, "Oh, Kylie Jenner, come to the foyer.
I
Kylie
have a surprise
Jenner,
for
like I
you.
have a surprise for you. Come
Is
to the
that a
foyer."
chicken?
And then she goes, "Is that a chicken?" And it's clearly not. And I'm like, "You can't be that dumb."
Is that a
Like,
ch
eh, I can't.
No, what about the, "I lost my diamond earring in the
Kim,
ocean." Kim, there's people that
yeah,
are
I'm sorry.
dying.
It's moments like that though. It's really funny. Yeah, because she lost.
Memes, yeah, they're good for memes. That's all they're
Yes,
good for, in my opinion. Sorry.
yes. That was funny though, because they were all on the family vacation together. And then she's like in the middle of the ocean. First of all, why are you wearing expensive
Why are you wearing
millions of
15
dollars of
earrings off
diamond
them in
earrings
a
in an
jewelry box?
ocean?
What do you mean?
Yeah. And then she loses
Ma'am,
one.
I know they came in a fancy, bougie ass jewelry box. Just put them in that.
Yes. And so she's sitting there like in the middle of the ocean, like crying her eyes out. And then you
Mhm.
just see like Courtney from above in one of the like little bungalows. Kim, there are people that are dying. I think they eventually did find it, but
Yeah.
it was so funny.
There's another one that kills me. It's, like, very early on in the series, and they're all, like, at a ski resort or something, and I think
Yes.
it's, like, the mom won't stop texting or something, and
Yep.
Kim, like, literally pulls her phone out of her hand, goes to the top
Yes. And I
top
think
of,
she's
like,
already yeah.
of the room, like, the top floor, and
Yep.
just, like, there's, like, a banister that she just leans over and just drops the mom's, I think it's,
Yes.
I wanna say it's a sidekick, just drops it over the thing, and it just
And
cracks.
yes.
It's a crack.
And I think because Kim was already pissed off about something, like I think
Uh-huh.
or maybe it was Chloe said something to her and it was just like
Mhm.
pissed her off. She's already pissed
Mhm.
off about that. And then her mom's just on the phone. I just remember she grabbed the phone and yeah, she went up all the way to the top
To the top of the banister.
of the banister and just threw it over the edge and it like shattered.
I'm like, "This
And
isn't having a lot of
then she
noises,
was like,
does
and
this?"
I'm
People, they just,
leaving.
like,
And she like threatened to leave the family vacation.
uh-huh.
Don't know why Kim threatened to leave,
I don't
but
know. But it was funny.
yeah, they
Also, when
are.
she
Yeah,
hits somebody with her bag and she goes, "Don't be fucking r."
yes, because I think that's when Chloe stole Kim's bag.
Okay.
And so like they're having dinner at one of their houses, and this is
Mhm.
clearly an old episode because the house didn't look as fancy. But I think Kim
Yeah.
comes inside and like hits her with the bag.
Don't be fucking r. So they're good for the references, I'd say.
Yes,
But yeah, we can make a whole separate look
yes,
out for that coming soon at
hmm
some point, reality TV.
yes, and just the memes in general. Just
Mhm.
so funny.
Oh, man.
Well, I think Courtney was always the best in terms of like meme content. So
Mhm.
funny.
I think I'd have to agree with that statement.
Courtney was, I mean, Chloe
No
was the
argument
funny.
there.
Chloe was the funniest. But like in
Right.
terms of just randomly saying things that end up being like memes, Courtney was just like,
Uh-huh.
no,
The funny, like,
yeah,
the meme maker, I guess you'd say.
yeah.
So is it about that time? Is it about
It's
that
about that time.
memories
Yes,
memories time?
yes. Let me see. I gotta find. I didn't actually look at my memories today, so maybe this is a good
I guess
one.
I can start. I have one on this day 12 years ago, which would have made it October 6th of 2012. I said, I said, oh, SATs again.
Honestly,
So
same.
I so
Yep.
yeah, I from what I remember about the SATs, I would not want to take them again. I took them twice. And I believe I did worse the second time. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna stick with my first score and just keep going on that because I'm not
Yes.
taking it a third time. I knew people that took it like 3 and 4 times, and I'm just like, no, I think you do best the first time you take it. I really do
Yes.
because you don't have any prior
Yes.
knowledge of what
And
it
then when
is. So
you're
you're
doing
just
it the
kind of
second
going in
time,
there and
it's
try
like,
your best.
yeah. I was not good at I think I did average, like I passed, but I was
Hmm.
not someone that was getting like the best, like the top score.
Yeah. And I remember when I took it the second time, I was like worried. Like, I was thinking more about if I was going to do better or worse the second time, which
Yes.
I think distracted from taking the actual test.
Yep.
So my
Yeah.
first score was better. Did
Yes, I have two
you
because
want to take it twice? Did you
yes.
take it twice?
I think I
Okay.
did. I
That's
think I
mostly
scored
what
about the
people do.
same each time.
Yeah.
But
I have some people that took it like 3 and 4. I'm like, no, no.
no,
Well,
because I still got into college with my score, so I'm not one of those
right.
people that are going to actively try and get better the next time. As long as I can still get into college, I'm fine. And
Yeah.
I did.
Plus, you had to pay each time you took it, I'm pretty
Yep.
sure.
Yeah.
So,
And I
no.
don't know how much it was because I didn't obviously pay for it, but it's a
No.
lot of money. Well, I have
Yeah,
two.
I would say it's probably not cheap. I can't imagine what it is now.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Or what
But
the process
oof.
is now. I don't know if it's just online. I don't know if they even still do paper. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah, I
what's
don't
going
even
on in
know.
the world. Who knows?
But I have two because one's
Okay.
really short. Um, 14 years ago today,
Oh, 14. So that would have been 2010?
2010. Yep.
Yeah.
Just the word we.
We?
We.
Like WII?
Yep. No other context. Not like is
You know,
playing.
like playing the
No,
Wii
it's
or
not like is playing Wii
substitute
or
game
like
for my Wii or.
I love, yeah, I'm playing the Wii or I love, you know, Wii Sports or something. It was just literally just Wii. And I'm
What did I.
very, and I got one like on it somehow.
Nice.
Not for me, for once.
Can you imagine it was you?
I don't want, no, it's sad though, because I do look back at some of my statuses and I am the one that is the only like on my own. Um,
It's okay.
it's okay. It's fine.
Sometimes you gotta be your biggest supporter.
Of course. Yeah. And then I have another one from 14 years ago.
Hmm.
See if you
Let's hear
can
it.
guess. You should be able to guess this song.
Is it song lyrics again?
Yes. Yep.
Let's go. Let's go. Okay.
It says, I woke up the next morning with a smile on my face and a long list of gentlemen happy to take your place. Less trashier, much classier than who you prove to be. How long it's gonna take before you see that she's no me.
I don't know who that is. I don't know what song that is. I
I can. Do
genuinely
you want
don't.
the artist?
Yeah, that might help.
It's Demi Lovato.
Okay. But I don't think I know this exact song.
Um, no, I gotta
No.
look it up because I'm like, is it the song I'm thinking of? Hold on.
You're like, wait a minute.
Um, no, I probably still have it in my Apple Music. Hold on, because I think I said it in the last episode because we were talking about Demi's documentary, but I was obsessed with her, so it's not. Um, oh, oh, heck,
You are the residential
yes.
Demi Stan. I enjoy her
Oh,
music
every
as well.
time you lie. That's what it is.
Every time you lie.
Yes.
What
From
album is that on?
um, it's from I guess yeah. Here we go again.
Oh, okay, that's the second album,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yep. And note to self, or note to everybody
Mm-hmm.
listening, this is in 2010. We were in high school. I was single. So there's no one I'm telling this to. It's not like I broke up with someone or someone broke up with me and I'm trying to be like, oh, there's no one like, because at the end it says she's no me. Like there is
Right.
nobody else. Why am I
You were
acting
just
like?
warning. You were just warning future suitors. You were like, "Hey, by the way,
By the way,
listen up,
watch
listen
out,
up,
watch
okay?
out.
Watch out."
I was very big on song lyrics. Maybe I was just jamming. I
As
was
you,
like, this is.
as you should be, as you should be.
Oh yeah, and you know why I have to go out of my way to post them as a Facebook status. I will never know.
Hey, you were having a good time.
Yes, but we do have a YouTube channel now.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Yes, we do. Check us out. Another source for you to get all of your catnip hour needs.
Yes,
How
and it's
lucky
good.
are you?
Yeah, it's good at least because with Instagram, you do need Instagram to like view things.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok you can watch without for like maybe one or two
Mm-hmm.
TikToks, but then they get you and they're like, "What? If you want to watch more, like you have to have a TikTok account." And you're like, "But I don't want to post on TikTok. I
Mm-hmm.
just want to watch without having to like do anything." So that's where YouTube comes in.
True.
And
So check us
then
out on that. We have a whole what is it called? Linktree? Yeah, Linktree.
Linktree in our Instagram bio that will have it all listed there. We have TikToks. Our podcast has TikTok.
True.
And
We have personal TikToks as
yes.
well.
And also you can see on all of our accounts Gritty doing a split live on stage.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, if you don't check that out, you're just
You're missing out.
hurting yourself, really.
Yes.
It's,
Because then if you want to know what Philly's like, watch that video.
look no further
Yes.
than Gritty doing the splits
Yes.
on a Thursday night.
Yep.
So we were booked and busy this month. We'll have to see if now we're in this good old spooky season. So
yes.
next week we got a juicy one cooked up for y'all.
Yes.
It's gonna be a good one. And
I
of course,
can't.
we're going back to nostalgia because that's just the foundation of our being
Yes.
at this point. You know, we're turning both of us are turning 30 within the next couple months. So nostalgia is really a prominent figure in our lives at this moment.
Yeah.
I'd say. Now with spoopy season coming up, we got a lot of things we need to discuss.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm hyped.
So keep an eye out for that. That'll be next week's episode, and we're not telling. We're just saying it's spoopy season, and you'll just have to wait and see.
Yes.
Or hear. Wait and hear.
Wait and hear. Yeah.
We're
not at that
you don't
point.
see us yet. You don't see us yet. Maybe someday when we get a good camera.
Yes.
But
I have no, surprisingly,
right now.
I have no camera. You would think with the fact that I have a custom built PC that I would have a camera, but no.
Hey, it's okay. They'll just have to anticipate that, and someday we'll see what we look like. But for now, it's a mystery. JK. Just post on our Instagram. But still.
Yes.
All right. Well, check us out on all our socials, and we'll be
Spotify,
at
Apple.
the next one for a spooky good time. Yes, check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Right now, that's the source of where we post the podcast. But now we have a YouTube channel as well. So if YouTube is your method of consumption for media, maybe we'll start to put episodes up on there too. Who knows? To be determined. But everybody have a good week.
Oh yeah,
and
tomorrow's
start
Monday.
off your spooky season.
Yes.
Start off your spooky season though. Put up your decorations. It's okay. It's now October. If you're one of those people that were like, I need to wait until October 1st, now it's October 6th. So do it.
And if you're one of those people that feel the need to put up your Christmas decorations now, go for it. I support you.
Hey, you got to do what makes you happy, man.
Yes.
And there's Nightmare Before Christmas, so you can have a good combination of both.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah. Is it a Christmas movie? Is it a Halloween movie?
Both. It just couldn't pick.
Yes.
It liked both holidays equally, which
Yes.
honestly,
Yes.
same.
The two best holidays.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're in the quote unquote best time of the year, and I couldn't
The
agree
Tober
more.
month.
So excited.
Yes. The
The
Tober month.
Tober months.
Yes.
The
October.
Burr month. The Burr months.
The Burr month. Yes.
We're in the Burrs now.
Yes. September, October, November, December. Great. Yes.
Mhm. All right. So we'll catch you guys in the next one, and stay spoopy.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.